Hey, I'm Mark Rothman, Progress Coach. Thanks for checking out this video on sobriety. I'm going to talk about sobriety in a couple ways that might surprise you, that it doesn't apply only to those of us who have had or have some kind of addiction, but that we can actually find moments in our lives every day where we lose sobriety and behave like we're just addicted or we've given away our mind or our clear thinking. So this video is going to give you some ideas of what that looks like and how you can break that chain so you can be clear thinking all the time. Check it out. We generally think of sobriety in connection with the ending of an addiction, such as an addiction to nicotine, alcohol, or gambling. An addict becomes sober when she stops the addictive behavior. But true sobriety does not come about just by removing a consuming, distracting influence from our lives. Many of us don't need an outside addiction to lose our sobriety. Sobriety only takes hold when we practice a cleaner way of living, an ordered, rational, predictable, and reliable manner of thinking and acting. Many of us may not need to give up an addiction to substances to gain sobriety, but we may need to give up addictions to certain patterns of thought or behaviors. Any number of things can challenge our sobriety. We can give it up momentarily, making an instantaneous, nonsensical decision, or we can regularly behave in certain areas of our lives as if possessed, out of control, and under some kind of influence. We may lack sobriety around many domains of our life, including our health, our money, our relationships, or our engagement with our higher purpose. Here's a few examples. Ever hear of the disease check engine phobia? Dashboard warning lights come on and we descend into a major tailspin. Many of us have trouble managing time, finding ourselves habitually late, always completing things at the last minute, or, on the other side of the spectrum, becoming unreasonably anxious about a deadline far in the future. Others may find little control over their internet shopping. Any area in which we find ourselves regularly acting irrationally or that triggers anxiety when we think about it challenges our sobriety. You might think about whether your time management is sober, for instance. Check out my video, You're Good Enough for Better Time Management. Let me know what you think. Like that video if you do. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead. As with every challenge, bravely identifying those areas of our lives lacking sobriety can ultimately help us grow. We have to take those areas in which we lack sobriety out of the blind spots in which they live. We have to admit we have a problem. Then, working one area at a time, we can strive to understand why we effectively check out of certain areas of our lives. The more we dig, the more we may find the root cause to be something far beyond the actual area lacking sobriety. Our fear of the dashboard warning light, for instance, may have a lot more to do with our fundamental fear of financial insecurity than with the real threat to our vehicle. The light makes us think of taking our car to the repair shop, and the repair shop might find something terribly wrong with the car, costing us hundreds or even thousands of dollars we don't have. We run through this chain of thought in an instant, precluding any other reactions that would rescue us from this tailspin. The biggest challenge to sobriety comes when we find ourselves reacting rather than acting. Our responses and the behavior that follows reflects instinctual and unregulated thinking. In the heat of the moment, we abandon wise, measured actions and instead become ruled by any number of dysregulated states, such as our instincts, our passions, desires, and our fears. We can bring back regulation simply by giving ourselves the permission to slow down. Sometimes we can change everything with a momentary pause. If we need any proof of the power of a pause, think of the hard sell sales techniques limiting the amount of time the potential customer has to decide. Supplies are going fast. We need an answer now to secure your spot. Anything that discourages rational consideration challenges our sobriety. Check out my video about a surefire technique to help you get clarity, why even a 3-minute walk changes everything. And if you like it, hit the like button. Thanks. Without sobriety, we also tend to block out information contradicting our preconceived notions or challenging things that we want to be true but may not be. Without sobriety, we ignore questions challenging the path we want to follow. Inviting another person into our processing, for instance, can open our minds and lead us back to sobriety, as long as we truly listen to his or her perspective instead of arguing persistently for the rightness of our path. In any situation, what deprives us of sobriety is acting without thinking. Thus, whatever we can do to insert an opportunity for thought will help us stay sober. Fundamentally, we can't live in sobriety without admitting to ourselves we lack it in the first place. Sobriety starts when we admit we have a problem, and sometimes we regain it quickest when we do absolutely nothing. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the like if you liked the video. Definitely leave a comment. I really like replying and knowing what you think. And then you can find a link below to my website, markcoach.net. On Instagram, I'm Mark Progress Coach, and Facebook is Mark Rothman Progress Coach. And I'll see you in the next video.